Now, the common belief in golf is as we get older, we get shorter. Now, I'm going to show you today, and promise me you'll watch all 3 of these, that you can actually get some of that distance back. Now, Padraig Harrington is literally living proof of this. As he's got older, he has got longer. Now, I'm not saying I can get you back beyond your heyday. Well, maybe we can, but definitely stop that reversal of you losing speed and maybe get you back up to close to where you used to be by following these 3 simple tips. I watched a video and I thought, you know what? You would really appreciate me showing you my favorite 3 tips that Padraig Harrington gives on how you get more clubhead speed and actually how we start to hit the golf ball longer. Now, the reason why I've chosen these 3, it's actually the 3 that I think you can implement right away, like take straight into your game. Now, the first one he said was, think how many of us stand over that golf ball, and I've done this, because when you're under pressure, right, you feel this, you feel like, right, I've got to hit this straight. I've got to put loads of power in it. I'm going to tense myself up. Well, if we're really static, it's hard to generate a lot of speed. Think about it. I know this might be a funny analogy, but think about the Happy Gilmore. Why do we tend to increase our clubhead speed? Well, that's because we have momentum. Now, not for 1 minute am I saying we should Happy Gilmore this. But what I am saying is we've got to use the word momentum. So what I want you to think about this is we're going to give it 1, 2, 3, swing. So have a few practice swings at that. And they only have to be subtle, but keep it moving. So you'd go 1, 2, 3, and go. And it's actually amazing how much freer I feel and how much more momentum I have. So if you just watch my feet here, I lift my left first, then my right, then my left, and then I make my backswing and go. 1, 2, 3, swing. And this is one of the simple ways that actually not being static over the golf ball helps you hit it further. Think about it. It makes sense, right? Static, standing start, moving start, we're definitely going to make more speed easier. So let me show you this one. Let me hit this one away for you. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now look at that fly. That's gone a seriously long way and a seriously flat flight. Now, let me show you this clubhead speed. Because for me, if I get anything around that 110, I'm absolutely over the moon. Now look where we were there. 161 ball speed, 110.2 miles an hour. Now in terms of distance, what that looks like, that's a 277 total. That was just after 1 attempt of feeling this, but I would really recommend, number 1, feel some momentum. Now, number 2 on our list, and I'm going to read this because it's a really great quote, because I actually think it goes against a lot of what all of our common beliefs are. He said, hands should be active and release. Hands should be active and release. Now, if we think about this logically, we've got big power sources, that's our arms, that's our legs, but actually, why not use all of these to help generate more power? Now, he said a sort of a Tommy Fleetwood style follow through is a great way of generating more speed. Let me explain. If you're also wondering where we get all these ideas and why I've actually chosen Padraig Harrington today and something to give you more distance, is that we actually have so many people here on the channel asking, Alex, can you please give me back some distance? So this is why I've listened to you, we've created this video, and as long as you're a subscriber and you've turned on the bell, you can comment down below anything you need help with. Now, interestingly, actually funny, I just realized this, I'm sure Padraig Harrington used Wilson. Look what driver we've got in the bag at the minute, the Wilson Dynapower. Interesting, what I'm trying. So I mentioned the sort of Tommy Fleetwood style swing, and the reason for that is, think about this, if we try and swing this all in one motion, is that going to generate a lot of speed? No. Whereas if we actually put the brakes on the handle a little bit, well, look how we get a little bit of extra whip at the bottom, okay? Now, what he said is a great way of feeling this is, if you have that sort of 3/4 follow through, where your hands are around shoulder height, but you get the club head pass, you get that little bit of extra whip. You encourage those hands and those arms to release. We've got to stop being a block, right? We've got to stop being all one unit. Now, I wouldn't say use all of these in one go. I would say have a go at all of them, and you're going to want to try the final one that I've got today. It's my favorite, and that's the one that I'm integrating in my swing all the time. So let's hit this one away and really feel that sort of Fleetwood style follow through where the club head has overtaken your hands. Oh, that's the best of the lot. Did you just see that launch? I really felt the whip of the club through. Now, I mentioned this is my favorite one, and for one really good reason. The two things that I mentioned after talking about momentum, and hopefully you can really see why that makes sense, is not moving everything as one block, whether that be the club head in the relationship to the hands and stopping the handle, letting the head swing, getting that aspect. But this one is about where the shoulders want to be at impact. And I really want you to have the idea of your shoulders are always square at impact, but your hips can be open. And what I would say for you is the feeling that actually these are going to do a lot less. We're not going to throw these shoulders out. We're going to really feel like we're almost hitting against our left pec in the sense of that aspect, because it's really going to stop moving as a unit on that glancing contact. So the idea that I have on every single one of my drives, and actually to be perfectly honest with you, on some of my irons too, is that as I come into the golf ball, all I'm looking for is that difference there between my shoulders and my hips. And again, I'll repeat what I said, I feel like I'm hitting against that. I'm letting the arm swing past me once my shoulders are square to target. I'm not spinning out. And let me just have a few practice swings with that feeling and that idea. You will always move your chest to support what your hips do, but lose the idea of having to rip through and turn through the shot. Now, I said this was my favorite, so I'm actually expecting this one to go the longest, and this is what I would think you would have too. So let me hit this one away. The final one he said is shoulders square at impact, hips open, not both of them, not overactive with these shoulders. Look at that flight. The sensation is bizarre, but the outcome and the results are exactly what you want. So to really develop that feeling in number 3, I feel like I'm literally keeping my back to target for longer. That way at impact, my shoulders are relatively square, not spinning out of the shot. You've got to really avoid that. I said this was my best. It really is. 289 yards. Now, if I could do that every time, developing this, it's something that I'm really going to take to the course. And hopefully there's one tip in there that's going to bring back that distance for you. I'm not asking you to turn harder. I'm not asking you to do anything that you can't do. You can really add some distance following those tips.